Hello everyone, welcome to Pharmaezer. I post videos on pharmacy related subjects explained in a very simple and easy way. If you'll find my video useful for your studies, don't forget to like and share my video and subscribe to my channel. So today we will discuss on drug information storage and retrieval system. It is the part 2 of computer application in pharmacy. And in today's part we will discuss the type of information storage and retrieval system and drug information retrieval system and the introduction to pharmacokinetics and the importance of computer in pharmacokinetics study. And this is the English explanation version of the video which is already been posted in Hindi explanation. So if you want to see that or watch that Hindi explanation video, you can get that link in the description box. One more thing, that is the notes which you can see in this slide or in this video. If you want to get those notes, for that also I will add the link in the description box. You can just go through that link and you can get the written note of these slides. So let's start first of all with the types of information storage system. In part 1 of both Hindi and English explanation video, I have already told you all about what is information storage system or what is information retrieval system. So here we'll talk about the various types of information storage and retrieval system also you can see. So it is also storage as well as retrieval system, various types of storage retrieval system. So basically it is of 4 types. First of all is online system. One more thing to make you clear that in all the 4 types, generally most of these types uses internet, and all the 4 types are using computer or any desktop or mobile for retrieval of the information. So the general concept is same in all the 4 types, but there is a basic difference in the category of what type of information we can get and who can get those informations. Upon that, it is categorized into 4 types. So first is the online system. This type of system, as the name suggests, obviously you have to get those informations with the help of internet, but the access is not for the public. The access is for particular staff members or for the particular students who are connected with that particular organization or that particular institute. So it is basically a particular type of website which is created by either either a big university or institute, or generally by such institutes which provide e-learning system or which provide distance learning system. Because in case of distance learning system, generally students don't go to the college for studying. They just give exams also in distance basis, and all the study materials basically in that case in distance study, basically the institutes create per students portal. That is, a student particular who are pursuing the distance course, they have their own portal, student portal in the institute website, where they can just open their portal and they have the study material in that portal, from where they can just open the study material and can read. Also they can give exam through that portal. So basically it is a type of retrieval system which is assessed by or modified or controlled by just the members or the students who belongs to that particular institute. So most of those are not for public access. So online information retrieval system thus allows the user to collect databases located remotely by using any computer or telecommunication system. Means whether you live anywhere, it doesn't it doesn't affect to your study or anything. You can say like, you, whether you go to the college or you don't go, but you can, from sitting a far distance from that college, you just easily can have communication with your college, or can get the study materials or various information regarding that college or regarding that institute, or you can access their library, the college or the institute's library, through the internet or their particular website, because their website either contains special portal for the students where the particular study material for that particular student of their particular course is included, either the organizations keep their e-library system so that their students can just access to the library of the college or the institute and can read those books in e-format, that is electronic format, that is e-book of that e-library. They can just open and they can read whenever required. So in this system, basically the large institutes, otherwise the distance course providing institutes only keep this types of online system of information storage retrieval system, like University of Punjab Library. Now second is CD-ROM system. CD-ROM system doesn't needs internet, it doesn't requires internet access, but there is requirement of some PC or laptop. So basically CD-ROM, you all know, so CD-ROM, particular CD contains some categories of information into it. When you put that CD-ROM into your device, into your CD running device, like basically computer or PC or laptops, etc., so there you can read those all those informations which are locally located into your CD. That is, you just can read only those information which is provided in that particular CD, not more than that. So it is a type of local information retrieval system. Okay, so then, like example, Lisa is a library and information science abstract which comes in the form of CD. Also nowadays it is available in internet also, its website is available in internet also, but it is a type of library science or library and information science which for which the abstracts or the information related to library and information science is included in those CDs which a particular person can buy, that type of CDs, and can read those study materials. Now next is OPAC system, that is online public access catalogs. Basically these are the software systems, or you can see the databases websites which are being run by basically those libraries, those types of public libraries which also provide e-library system. That is, there are various big huge libraries who have which have their e-library system also. For example, Danbury Public Library, you can also see their website in the Google. You can just search for Danbury Public Library, you can search in the Google, you will get this website of Danbury Public Library. So basically these are e-library systems, basically where you will get the catalog, like menu, you will get the catalog from where you can choose your preferred book, like medical book or engineering book or comic or any science related book, any category of book which you require, you can choose from the catalog. Then the catalog will show you all the authors related to that particular subject, then you can just read. But like in the library you need a issue card, similar to that, here also in the e-library you have to get a issue. Okay, so you have to get a membership so that you can issue the books or you can read those e-books available in their e-library. So basically the advantage of having membership in such types of e-library is that generally if you just randomly search for any book in the website, okay, in Google basically, you will get some articles related to your interest or your topic which you need to know. But it is always good to go through some book of any standard author, because in a book you will get a very deep details which you can't get in random types of articles actually. So in that case it is very helpful if you get access or you get membership of such types of e-library where you can find your required book, so that you don't have to go to any library or you don't have to buy those books. Just simply you need to have the membership so that you can just read the e-books and get a detailed information related to your concerned topics. So next is web information retrieval system, the common information retrieval system, where you can get your information in various forms, like in text forms, in various image forms, or video or audio forms also. So where anyone can just get their databases, for example in Google, and also in any language. If you want to get the knowledge in your Bengali version or Punjabi version or Gujarati, in any preferred language, in any preferred country language, Spanish, Spanish, or just Britain English language, any type of language, Chinese, any type of language, you can get your information in any category in any type of language by these types of web information system, which actually needs internet. Obviously in all the four, just leaving except that CD-ROM system, other than that this online system or opaque system, in all these three you need internet. But the common is web information, which is the most easy system to get datas, and from where anyone, you don't require some special access or you don't have to be a student of any organization for getting information from this web information system like Yahoo or Google. So anyways, next moving to the introduction to drug information retrieval system. So in previous part I have told you all what is information retrieval system. It is a brief description, that is what is basically drug information retrieval system. Obviously you have got the idea. If you have seen the part 1, you already know what is information retrieval system. Just those types of websites or those types of databases which gives you knowledge or information related to drugs or medicines, those types of information retrieval system is a category of drug information retrieval system. And why it is needed, why it is required actually, because if you are a clinical pharmacist or you are in a research, you are a research pharmacist, then you can't just satisfy your knowledge by having few books. How many books can you buy? 1, 2, or 4, or 5? You can't buy all those books which is required for your particular research. Or if you are a clinical pharmacist, you are doing clinical studies on various disease, on various patients. If you want to see particular signs or symptoms, why it is happening, what is the particular phenomena, what is the various mechanism behind that, you, how many book will you buy? A pharmacology book of any standard author, or a medicinal chemistry book, or Sutix. You can't buy each and every categories of books. There are vast and huge categories of books. So in short, in any way you will require any category of information retrieval system. Either you, if you are if you are connected with some big organization which have their portal So you can just, if you are connected with those types of organizations, by that you can just go through their books available there. Either you can get membership to any online library system which contains the databases or books related to pharmacy or medical books. Otherwise you can search various articles from general Google. Okay. Or you can buy CDs. CDs are much cheaper than a book. Means if you buy a book, or in comparison to that, if you get any CD format of that book, the CD will be of low cost in comparison to that book. So in this way, you can either you can search for some PDF of ebooks which are available in Google also. So likewise you can get various articles, various ebooks from which you can easily satisfy your particular concern, your particular interest of particular any topic. So by this drug information retrieval system, it has become easy to know about anything, any concerning thing related to drug. Where I am talking about drug, then it is easy to know about any drug or any and drug interaction or any side effect or anything, any topic related to drug. You can get the knowledge or information very easily. And the first drug information retrieval system came in 1964, which was created by National Library of Medicine, NLM, uh, who made the website known as medlart, that is medical literature analysis and retrieval system. So NLM were the institute or organization who made medlar, and the medlar has now changed into Medline Plus actually. So many more of such various other information retrieval system nowadays are like Medline, Toxicology Data Book, International Pharmaceutical Abstracts, Biosys, Micromedex, Pharmaceutical News Index, Drug Bank, etc., of which you can see Drug Bank as more common, of more common type of information retrieval system, drug information retrieval system. Generally when you Google about any medicine, their side effects or doses, you will see the suggestion for Drug Bank. That is, Drug Bank is the most common type of databases which are being run nowadays. So anyways, there are many more list of the names which I told now. These are the few examples, and of which these may have got advanced also. Like I am telling about Medline, but now it has become Medline Plus. Similar to that, various such information retrieval system, drug information retrieval system, which I am telling, may have got advanced. And also there are many such new versions also, and many such new database softwares or database websites now available in Google related to drug information retrievals. Then talking about drug database, you all know in part 1 I have told what is database. Like you keep a file of your certificates. In one file there is certificates, in one file you have your notes, in one file you are having your mark sheets or any similar types of, in one notebook, like in one notebook you have your pharmaceutics notes, in one book you have in one notebook you have written your pharmacology. Like that, when some common categories of informations are being written in particular website, that website or that electronic system is known as database. So drug database is a drug formulary file which consists of simple databases related to drug, its strength, its various doses form, various routes of administration, dosing frequency, and other such informations which are related to dose. If there is any e-file, electronic formulary file, which contain information which is related to drug, then that is known as drug database. The drug database are the sites where information about drug and medications can be stored and retrieved, and the most largest drug database is being run by Food and Drug Administration, FDA organization run the largest drug database. So now the advantages of various drug information retrieval system. The advantage is that the time is saved. If you search for anything in a book, it is very easy to search that particular information in internet, because the internet will show you that information or the related articles very quickly. And if you compare that thing, like if you search for any word in a book, you have to go through, you have to find one by one. And in that particular time, if you search in the Google or in website, that particular time which you take to search in a book, within that minutes, within that hours, you can get lots and lots of articles related to that particular, just that particular topic. So it is very much time saving system if you use internet. Then second, convenience to use. Obviously it is very means tiring thing if you read one by one into the book. Whereas in net, in internet, in website, you just write the topic and you don't have to worry for that. The Google, the website will show the information related to your particular word only. So it is a very easy thing. You don't have to follow various steps on all. You just click, by just one click you get your particular results. Then provides scope for detailed and timely search compared to manual search. So obviously the time which is taken by a manual search is very much time taking thing, whereas in website it takes a very less time. Then pleasant and satisfying. Obviously it is very satisfying when you get particular information in very detailed way and in a very less time consuming way. Okay, so now next talk about the pharmacokinetics. It is included in your unit 3 only, in drug information retrievals. After drug information retrieval system, you will get pharmacokinetic and the information and the importance of computer in pharmacokinetic study. So first of all, let me tell you all what is pharmacokinetic. Before you know the importance of computer in pharmacokinetic, you should know what is pharmacokinetics. Basically it is a part of pharmacy only, where the time course of change in concentration of drug and it metabolized in the body system is being studied. Like when you consume any medicine, it goes into your body. After that it interacts with your body, and the way your body interact with the drug, like after going into the body, the way it is being absorbed, the way it is being absorbed and then metabolized by various enzymes, then digested and then distributed in various tissues or cells, after that excreted, that is ADME system. The studying of ADME system, that is how your body react to the drug, that is known as pharmacokinetic. What your body does with the drug is pharmacokinetic. That is how the drug move into your body, how your body let the medicine move throughout your body, that is by absorption, metabolism, distribution as well as excretion. So the main goal when we are studying about pharmacokinetic, the main goal is to quantify the drug's absorption, distribution, metabolism and excretion system in the living organism. And by use of this information, the pharmacist or the researchers use those types of information to alter the drug's dose, or alter the drug's dosage form, or change their route of administration, or know the physiochemical effect of the drug on ADME. So we study pharmacokinetics so that we can know particular ADME system of that particular medicine which is being invented or discovered. Then if we want to change the dose, that is there is 250 mg of any tablet, we want to get another strength, that is we want to make it 500 mg. So is it okay for our body or not? For that we go for pharmacokinetic study. or if we want to change the dosage form, it is in a tablet form, we want to make it in a liquid syrup form. So will it be okay? For that we need to study. Then if we want to change the route, like from oral route we want to change it into injectables, so is it okay or not? For that, so various types of these types of information helps to modify the drug dosage form or drug dose system. So next, the importance. Now we come to the point why computer is important here. So nearly 40% of drug are being seen that during the clinical trial system the test is failed due to their poor ADME properties. That is, we invented a particular medicine, a particular drug. So we don't know how it will be absorbed, metabolized or excreted through our body. We just go for various trials. First of all, the laboratory trials, the non-clinical trials. After that, trials in the animal model. Then after, trials in the humans. Okay, the clinical trials actually begins, that is trial in the humans. So when it comes to the human, so far we have done so many studies, like in laboratory it passed the test, because there we have just focused on the pharmacodynamic properties. Pharmacodynamic means the properties, that is the study how drug react with your body to cure the disease. Like here we in pharmacodynamic we study how drug react in the body, and then how drug react to cure the disease, cure the particular abnormal condition in your body. So it is not about ADME, it is about therapeutic action which is produced by particular medicine, that is pharmacodynamic. So if we just focus on pharmacodynamic property and we just move on with our discovered drug, we have passed the laboratory test, we have passed the test in the animal model also, maybe because their ADME can be different from our ADME system, that is kinetic system. Then when the human trial begins, we have already wasted so many money in the laboratory test and in the animal model test. After that, when we came for studying in the human trial for the effect of medicine, we have found that, if we found that the medicine is not just absorbed into our body, so how will it work in our body if it is not just absorbed only? So there the point comes that there is the importance of pharmacokinetic study before we perform any kinds of pharmacodynamic or its therapeutic study. It is important that we should know the ADME property of the drug, because 40% of drug fails their clinical trial just because of their poor ADME property. So by this there is wastage of so much money in the laboratory test, animal test and more, wastage of money as well as wastage of time. So if we can just accurately predict, it is not that you are getting confirmed, because for confirmation you need to study in the human, but at least if we can predict, that is if we can assume that yes, these types of properties are being seen in the particular drug, that is it has a good property of absorption, it is excreted through urine, if we can just assume by various mathematical model, or here comes computer system, by any system, if there is any system, laboratory or computer system by which we can at least study the properties, the ADME properties, the pharmacokinetic property of the medicine, then it will help us to eliminate the unnecessary testing of the compounds which will ultimately fail. That is, if in advance only we have predicted that it is not having good absorption or metabolism or excretion, that is it is getting accumulated in our body and producing toxicity because it is not excreted properly, so it is harmful, we will reject that drug. If we are predicting that it is not absorbed through our body, it is very poorly absorbed, like from 100% only 10% is being absorbed, it means it is wastage. Because if we at all modify the dosage form, we can modify for those drug which is at least being absorbed 30 to 40%, if it is just being absorbing 5 to 10% and rest the 90 to 95% is waste, total waste, then why we need to make that medicine? We can change that medicine, we can modify the chemical structure, or we can go for any other chemical also. So like this, by predicting the ADME, at least we can save our time as well as money. So ADME prediction can also be used to optimize the lead compound, like for particular formula, which particular chemical is playing the important role in providing good ADME, or for any particular compound, if you want to know that the dextro form is better or the levo form, we can just predict the ADME of both the forms, both the isomer also, we can say. So the particular form which is showing better ADME, like for example, if the levo form is much better, then we will move forward with the levo form, we will not move forward with the dextro form. Okay, so like that, to get the desired property in enhanced form. So finally we can say that ADME prediction is a part of drug development process, actually an important part of drug development process, which can generate a more set, and if we can generate a prediction of this ADME, we can get a good ADME performance during clinical trial also. Means if we get a good result of ADME prediction beforehand only, then when afterward we will test that medicine in the human or in animal, basically in human only, so we will see that a good ADME result is coming out. So with a very that is without any failure, we are getting a good result. And here the computer is increasing the speed for studying this ADME property. That is, there are various mathematical model on which these software are based now, for which about which we will discuss in the next part, various mathematical model. So by those simple equations which are being created by various scientists, that can be actually read manually also for ADME property, those types of equations are being made. So if there are if we use or we just combine those mathematical model with the computer software system, the calculation part will become easy and a very speed way for calculation, and that is known as in silico pharmacokinetic study, where we are using the computer system to study the ADME property or the property of the medicine. That type of studying by using computer system or electronic system is known as in silico pharmacokinetic study. So the various in silico pharmacokinetic softwares which are available are GastroPlus, Volsurf, Metrabase, S Plus, Trial Simulator, and much more. So these are softwares basically. These are not website. You can't get these websites like these are not websites. You can't get these in Google. You can just know about these types of websites. These types of software. If you want to know what is GastroPlus, you can know it by searching in Wikipedia or in Google simply. But to utilize these types of software, actually general people don't utilize these types of software. This type of softwares are being run in research development areas, where, and there are many, there may be nowadays there may be the advanced forms have come out of these simple softwares. So where the various these softwares actually utilize various mathematical models for pharmacokinetic calculation, like if you calculate 1 plus 2 in your in manually, you will take time, you will write and add those things, or you can calculate in your mind also, but it will be a slow process if you compare that process from the computer. So likewise ADME can be calculated mathematically also. For that, the calculation by using computer software can become very easy and very fast. So with this, I'm ending my video. If you have found my video useful, then please like my video. and next topic will be on mathematical model and pharmacokinetic. For more videos, and go and check my channel. Hope that you have found my video useful. If yes, then press the bell icon to get the notifications. Thanks for watching, and bye bye.